or cake pops, portions.
What's a cake pop?
Cake pops are so huge right now. I'm so excited to tell you about them.
Okay.
Taylor Swift has always been the master of her own story, weaving narratives in her lyrics and orchestrating career-defining moments with precision. But nothing could have prepared the world for the bombshell engagement announcement that sent shockwaves through every corner of the entertainment universe. In a move more dramatic than any plot twist in her music videos, Swift let slip the news in the most Swiftian way imaginable, full of surprise, secrecy, and just enough mystery to keep millions guessing. For years, Taylor has been the subject of endless speculation, with fans and tabloids alike hungering for any hint about her love life. But this time, she raised her walls higher than ever before. Not even her closest friends had an inkling of the engagement until the very last moment. Swift made it clear, the only person who gets to tell her story is herself. As soon as the news broke, the internet caught fire. Fans, affectionately known as Swifties, set out on a digital scavenger hunt, parsing every lyric, every cryptic social media post, and every candid paparazzi shot for hidden messages. Social media feeds exploded with theories. Was the gold band on her finger during that late-night Nashville coffee run the clue we all missed? What about the sudden disappearance from Instagram for weeks? Was that when she said yes? And what of her latest chart-topping single, with its not-so-veiled references to forever and solid gold rings? Each new detail only deepened the mystery. Sources close to Swift paint a scene that's the very opposite of the Hollywood spectacle many might expect. Instead of a grand gesture or elaborate setup, the proposal happened on a quiet night in, candles flickering, gentle music playing, and a handwritten note folded neatly beside an extraordinary ring. No paparazzi, no assistants. Not even her security detail knew what was about to unfold. It was, by all accounts, pure Taylor, deeply personal, fiercely protected, and brimming with heart. The ring itself has become an object of obsession. Those fortunate enough to glimpse it describe a vintage-inspired setting, not a typical diamond but a rare, colored stone. Maybe a sapphire, maybe an emerald, chosen for its significance rather than its price tag. Swift, ever the enigma, has refused to confirm or deny any details, letting the speculation swirl. Looking back, the signs were there for those paying close attention. Jack Antonoff, her longtime producer and confidant, casually mentioned in a recent interview that Taylor had never sounded happier in the studio. Fans noticed a new glow about her during public appearances. She skipped several high-profile events, opting instead for quiet nights at home or low-key outings in her hometown. Even her social media, usually filled with playful updates, shifted subtly. Posts about finding home, belonging, and my person began to pepper her captions. Meanwhile, Swift's team played their roles to perfection. No comment, no denial, not a single leak. The silence spoke volumes, and the lack of information only made the story more tantalizing. Still, Swifties are nothing if not relentless. Eagle-eyed fans spotted her stylist following several bridal designers on Instagram. Pinterest boards with wedding-themed pins popped up under private accounts. And in one music video, a diamond ring lingered in frame just a little too long. If the engagement was a masterclass in secrecy, the wedding plans are shaping up to be the same. Rumors swirl about a destination affair, perhaps a secluded villa in the rolling hills of Tuscany, or a windswept private beach far from the prying eyes of the press. Swift's family has been noticeably tight-lipped, though her brother Austin was recently seen buying luxury, gift wrap, and gold embossed cards with congratulations on the front. Every move is under the microscope, every detail a potential clue. Industry insiders describe this radio silence as classic Swift. Over the years, she's become a master at narrative control, orchestrating surprise album drops and headline-grabbing performances with military precision. Why would her biggest personal milestone be any different? In recent months, her security team has rotated new faces and tightened protocols, building a fortress around her private life. This engagement marks a turning point, not just in Taylor's personal life, but in her entire public persona. Friends who have spent time with her recently say she's never been more grounded, more radiant, more content. Gone are the wild, headline-making parties of her early 20s. In their place are intimate dinners with family, cozy nights with close friends, and long hours spent writing in her home studio. Her music, always a window into her soul, reflects this change. The latest album is saturated with themes of deep love and lasting commitment. Fans are convinced every song is a love letter, a secret code shared between two people, with the rest of the world left to decipher the clues. Even the tone of her interviews has shifted. Swift speaks often about the importance of boundaries, the necessity of keeping certain moments just for herself. It's a lesson learned the hard way after years of public scrutiny. Swifties have become amateur detectives, creating intricate timelines of every possible clue. There's the podcast where she casually mentioned having big plans, but demurred when pressed for details. The mysterious trip to a downtown jewelry store, her left hand conspicuously hidden in her coat pocket. The sudden absence of longtime collaborator Joe Alwyn at key events, prompting speculation about a new chapter or a rekindled romance. The arrival of new pets on her Instagram, each one a potential metaphor for a life change. Travel rumors abound. Private jets landing in quiet European towns, late-night arrivals at secret villas, shopping sprees for antique lace and vintage china. Locals in one Tuscan village swear they saw Taylor browsing for wedding decor, her face hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. Her fashion choices, once bold and trend-setting, have softened. Classic silhouettes, delicate jewelry, and vintage-inspired gowns have replaced her usual statement looks. Throughout it all, Swift's inner circle has remained resolutely silent. Friends, family, collaborators, every one of them sworn to secrecy. Insiders say the engagement has been months in the making, with only a handful of people even aware of the details. The guest list for the eventual wedding, if one even exists, is a mystery. Some whisper about a surprise ceremony during a tour stop, while others predict a double wedding with another famous couple. What's clear is that Swift is savoring this moment. Those who know her say she's never been happier, never more at peace. This is the chapter she's been waiting for, and she's determined to write it on her own terms. The actual engagement announcement was a lesson in subtlety. No press conference, no exclusive interview. Just a simple photo, two hands entwined, one wearing a delicate, unique ring. The caption, "All my chapters lead to you," was all it took to send the internet into meltdown. Within minutes, the post racked up millions of likes and thousands of comments. Swift followed up with a brief message, thanking fans for their love and promising to share more when the time feels right. Since then, her social media has gone nearly silent. A few cryptic posts, a handful of throwback photos, but nothing concrete. Her team remains in lockdown mode, issuing only a single statement. No comment at this time. Behind the scenes, however, whispers grow louder. Plans are underway for a celebration that will be, in true Swift fashion, intimate, meaningful, and utterly unique. Only a handful of names have received the coveted save the date cards, and you can be sure every one of them has signed an ironclad NDA. In a world where oversharing is the norm, Taylor Swift's commitment to privacy is almost revolutionary. The less she says, the more the world wants to know. Her refusal to feed the rumor mill only makes her fans more loyal, her story more compelling, her every move more closely watched. This is more than just an engagement, it's a declaration of independence. For Taylor, it's about having something that's hers and hers alone, about drawing the line between the public and the personal. It's about protecting her happiness in a world that's always hungry for more. As the world waits for the next clue, one thing is certain, the Taylor Swift engagement saga is far from over. It's a story still being written, one secret at a time. And when the next chapter finally unfolds, you can bet it will be unforgettable. Whether it's a surprise wedding, a new album inspired by this love, or another signature Swift twist, fans everywhere are watching, waiting, and above all, rooting for her happily ever after. Because if there's one thing we know about Taylor Swift, it's this. She always knows how to leave us wanting more.